Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua, Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
Yo, what's good, Chris? What up, everybody listening?
Hell yeah. It's just me and Josh today. So, very excited to get into this. We have a short week this week, actually. We're missing, well, it's only short because One Piece isn't here, but we do have some manga to talk about, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into plugs right away. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram. And at New Jump City Josh on X.
Oh, yeah.
Not the same because Brian isn't here.
Yeah, to protest the usage of X. Brian isn't here, so I'll do his plug. You can find him at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. He streams video games sometimes, and you can catch him there at twitch.tv/itspunchline. So check him out on that. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. You can also email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. And we'll talk about it on our pre-show chat show that we do usually every week. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, all of the things. That would be super nice if you subscribe to us on all of the things. Thank you guys for listening, by the way. I know our video isn't as strong as it used to be because I don't have my new laptop yet, but I know the audio listens have been going strong. So if you've been enjoying that, please continue to subscribe and all that stuff onto our Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that stuff, and any platform you listen. Give us a review while you're at it. That would be nice. It will push us up in the algorithm a little bit. Comment on the videos, like, all that stuff. And I think that's it for plugs. I think that's all. Let's get into the show. My Hero Academia.
One Piece. Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh. There's no One Piece.
No, there's no One Piece. Why'd you have to depress me before we talk about My Hero? This is My Hero Academia, chapter 425, Unseasonable. Last we left off...
Chicken?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Food?
Food? Damn, I'm hungry. Now I'm just starving all of a sudden.
Maybe we should wrap this up.
Like a chicken wrap. Yeah. Hold on, I got the drop for that real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, last we left off with My Hero Academia, we've been seeing the fallout of the battle against All for One and Shigaraki. He's gone. He dead. And that's for sure.
Well...
He's dead.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about, but I think that's someone else.
I hope that's not what I guess I saw wrong, which is a good thing. I'm mad about that, but we'll get to that when we get there.
Yeah. But anyway, we've been seeing a lot of like the fallout from that. American heroes and heroes from all over the world have come to help rebuild Japan after the war. Deku is confirming that he only has the embers of All for One, so he's probably in the same state that All Might was when he first gave away his powers. He could probably still use them to some degree, but it is fading, and that depressed Bakugo seriously. Also, Deku's got a new haircut. What were you gonna say?
Not on purpose. I said he quied. But
He
with a
did
W
Kwai.
instead of a R.
He did Kwai. That is a thing he did.
Quiet for his friend.
He Kwai for his friend.
Character development. He's not mad anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, Deku has a scar now. He also has a partially shaved head. Yeah, I think that's like all the big important stuff for now. We start this chapter at the graduation for the third years. We see the Nejire and Sun Eater have both graduated. Good for them. You know, it's a happy time. President Mike is, DJing and, keeping everybody's spirits up. But yeah, everybody got to graduate. It's pretty nice. Everybody's still feeling their injuries, obviously. So, it's not looking good. But, we get a narration that says that requests to foreign countries for essential resources and provisions, and all that stuff, budgeting and fundraising, getting everybody involved in the rebuilding of society was done by Nezu, the VIP of global renown. I think like the P in VIP is bolded because it's supposed to be principal, probably.
LOL.
Oh, lol. Remember when we thought he was like a traitor?
I still think he is, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, he's biding his time. But yeah, that's cool. Nezu's getting a little bit of shine. Oh boy. Sorry, my app just decided to freak out. Just restarting the chapter real fast. Okay. So, Togata goes on stage and he gives a very serious speech without making a joke. Which everybody's like, whoa, he's doing it. And he ends it by, saying that like he wants that today was not the goal. A world without smiles and humor has no bright future. We seek a positive world where people can live their lives in good cheer. That is the finish line we're racing towards. And he gives a big snap, and he tries to make a big joke at the very end by having this robot lady. I remember this. This is like that girl from the beauty contest from a while ago, from the festival.
Oh wow!
Crashing through, and
Kind of looks like the character from One Piece.
Which one?
On something.
Oh, Clay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does kind of look like it. This also looks like Aoyama a little bit, but
yeah, guys. The eyelashes.
Yeah, without the eyelashes, it kind of looks like that to me. But so we cut to class 2A. All of the main cast are now sophomores. They have the same Aizawa is their homeroom teacher again, because obvious circumstances of heroes still recovering from the war and all that stuff. So Aizawa remains. And that's when Aoyama comes in, speak of the devil. He comes in and announces that he is leaving UA. Although he was permitted to continue, Nezu and all of them said that he could stay enrolled, he decided that he needs to make things right and that he would atone by walking the path of the hero. So I don't know what that means necessarily, but he's gonna do some stuff, probably, try to earn some redemption for being the traitor of Class 1A.
Heck.
But to replace him is none other than Shinso, who's in Class 2A now. Good for him. I remember that they never really explicitly said if he transferred successfully in that initial test. So for a second I thought he was actually in Class B, but I guess not. But in any case,
who wins the chess match out of these three? Who's most likely to be the best at chess? Shikamaru, Shinso, or Mizukage from World Trigger?
I think it's definitely between Shikamaru and Mizukage.
Hmm.
Because Mizukage is like a champion. He like played it competitively. Shikamaru does it kind of
Did he?
casually.
Chess?
Mm-hmm. Shogi.
Oh, I
if you want to
forgot
say.
that. Yogi, right? But
Yeah.
chess.
So I would say because he has the accolades so far, it's probably Mizukami.
Okay.
Anyway, so everybody's happy. Shinso's joining. Hagakure is now sometimes fully visible, but she's still kind of shy about it. That was a little moment. We then get introduced to Mawada Fuwa. She's a third year in the hero course, and she explains that she is in charge of organizing the students who are going to be helping in the restoration projects and helping with maintaining law and order. They said that they made it past All Might's retirement and the war in Jakku. But know that after each big battle that winds up in the textbooks, there's sure to be a period of chaos the books don't talk about. So they're basically going to be helping in the transitions phase from wartime to peacetime. And Todoroki points out that right when there's no symbol, All for One was born during that chaos like that. So they're trying to put their foot forward and kind of prevent another All for One from manifesting. So they're trying to take care of society and make sure everybody's good. So that's happening. She goes off. Apparently she used to be part of Eraserhead's class. So she greets him and she leaves. So that's a nice little moment. She thanks him actually on the way to making them realize why they should be heroes, and he's actually kind of embarrassed. He's saying, "You're welcome." He's kind of like bashful about it. I guess we cut to the end of the day, and we see everybody walking home, I guess, and everybody's like talking about like, "Oh my god, tomorrow we're gonna be senpai" and all that stuff. Sero tells Uraraka about a moment, like at least we got our moment's rest, so to speak. And Uraraka's like, "Hey, lay off me, Sero." And I'm like, "What? I'm confused by that. Deku tries to talk to her, but she kind of like changes the subject, and she's like, "Oh, so they had to give you half an undercut because of your wounds? I sure hope it grows back soon." Tokoyami also has crazy hair because of his recovery, so I think Deku is just like looking at her because she's clearly hiding some, issues that she isn't talking about yet. And then we cut to a new character, it seems. Someone who is crying, has like their mouth sutured shut, and there's like these snipping noises. Oh, they have scissors. So, they're snipping and snipping away, and this person continues to walk through the ruined streets. So, new villain, perhaps? And then we cut back to the hero kids, and they're talking about how they asked Todoroki if he's going to make it to the farewell party, and Todoroki says, like, hey, sure, as long as it's not today. And Deku like reaches out again to Todoroki and asks, is about to ask if he wants to talk about it, but Todoroki's like, it's cool, I'm good. Here I go. And then we cut to the final panel of this chapter, which is Endeavor looking across a glass. There's someone on the other side. It's probably Dabi, all things considered. And
Probably is Dabi. That makes the most sense.
that is where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about My Hero Academia chapter 425?
First of all, I can't believe how dense I was. I think I had just post-traumatic, like, have trauma from seeing All for One coming back time after time.
Yeah.
And I remember the last time he was in this position on the table, looking all smug. But it makes way more sense that that's Dobby. It looks like that's their mouth. Yeah, that's Dobby. Um, there was a moment which was actually my favorite moment of the entire chapter. If you look at page 11 and then go into page 12 after, but at the end of page 11, Mawata, the new third year, she says, "Oh, but we have Eraserhead to thank for making us realize why we should be heroes." Right after she says that, Deku's kind of like looking at her, kind of like he just came to a realization of something. And to me, I think, if he's not gonna have a quirk, that he can use to like fight people or whatever. Hopefully, I mean, I'll have more comments on that too. But like, if he's not gonna have a quirk, it makes a lot of sense for him to be a teacher to try to inspire new heroes. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be a really awesome role for
That's a really good
Deku, as
observation,
knowledgeable
man.
as he is.
I didn't even think of
Uh,
that. That's really
yeah,
that's a good observation. Deku becomes a teacher? That would be sick.
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think that suits him. Um, but I was thinking about what Shigaraki said, how he told Deku to like, make sure that society, in one way or another, basically making sure that a better society comes out of the one that was just destroyed. Right? I think that's more or less what he was trying to get across to Deku. And I'm trying to think like, how? What are they gonna, what steps are they gonna take to make society better? Because all for the reason Shigaraki had a terrible life was all because of All For One. It was all his fault. Unless I'm missing something, would you want to come in and
Well,
rebut
I mean,
rebuttal
All for
that?
One didn't help, but it was also before that he was uh, pretty much neglected by regular society because they just assumed that there is a force out there that would take care of it, or not like a force, but there is systems in place that would take care of this clear orphan that's like walking through the
Yeah.
streets homeless, and it never came for him.
Yeah, that is fucking insane.
I
Like
think,
even in this society right now, if you see a little orphan walking around, at least the cops, he would like bring the kid into custody
yeah,
and
I
try to
think it
figure
is an
something out.
allegory to that feeling. It's just like people assuming that the cops will just handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think regular people would bring the kid to the side too and
I think
try
so
to help
too.
them out and figure out what's wrong.
But I think like
I think that's just insane that I don't know. That's a fucked up society. It's a really, really fucked up society if that's the case here. Anyway, I I'm interested to see like if like with this prologue coming along, if they're gonna try to make strides towards there being less of a need for a quote unquote hero society at all, for a bunch of people to be out there with using their powers to stop people from committing like crazy crimes or whatever. Like the goal would to be to eventually not have a need for that, right? Like ultimately. So I don't know. That's just something I thought about with like, Deku not having his powers, but shit, he shouldn't need them for the type of future they should all try to start building now. You know what I mean? It's not something they had to work gradually towards and take small baby steps or nothing. They have an opportunity right now to make things better for everyone. So that's how I feel about that. So I'm just curious, how Horikoshi's gonna handle that, you know, for towards the end of the series.
Mhm.
But what else? I don't know what to say about this new guy with the scissors and the mask and all these zip ties on him. Are those that what that is? Are those zip ties? Like those plastic zip ties?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It looks kind of grafted onto his skin, but I don't know what it could possibly be.
I don't know. But what are your thoughts on the chapter, Chris?
I really liked it. Um, there's some certain points that I know that like Horikoshi is building up to that I don't know, like what's going on with Uraraka and Todoroki. So I'm assuming that he's keeping that vague right now for story purposes. So I'm excited to see what comes of that because it'll be a conclusion to what Toga. It's basically like whatever Uraraka's going through is going to essentially be the conclusion to Toga's story, like an actualization in that sense. I thought Mirio's speech was cool. I guess it's cool to see that Shinso wasn't forgotten and he's officially in a hero course. It's always good to see Shinso. I'm excited to see how they reconcile Dobby's situation because that was one of the better written parts of My Hero Academia is Endeavor's path to not redemption but like atonement, I guess. So I'm really excited to see how that concludes. There doesn't seem to be a timer as to if we're getting a My Hero Academia this week, by the way. It's the same with Jujutsu Kaisen. They seem to be kind of unsure because Kagurabachi is coming back and so is Undead. So it is kind of confusing. I wonder if they're telling us that both of these series will be on break. But in any case, I thought this chapter was solid. You know what this arc is reminding me of? I mean, it's like, kind of an epilogue little arc. It reminds me, Yu Yu Hakusho did something different at the end of its run, where there was like one more, I don't know, dozen chapter arc left to just wrap it all up. And I think My Hero Academia desperately needs that. As far as this new villain goes, I think like this is going to be the catalyst to show how, like, the answer to the question of fixing a hero society and all that stuff. Because clearly Deku's going to get involved and we're going to see what he learned from Shigaraki's situation.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's just going to be a parallel drawn between this guy who was born in a similar situation as All For One, or, his villainy, quote unquote, was born in a similar situation to All For One, where everything was destroyed and heroes' resources were spread thin. So, looking forward to seeing Horikoshi's answer. But that's all I really got to say about this one.
What is global renown?
It means, you're world famous. You got a good reputation around the world.
Oh, so when he says he's a VIP of global renown, it just mean like
everybody knows
he's
him.
a person that people are gonna listen to.
Yeah.
It's not like a company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah. The principal is gonna be an evil person. Just
yeah. We have not given up on that theory. Nezu's evil.
All
right, let's go.
All right.
Brady.
Oh.
Brady Cross.
Jujutsu Kaisen. This Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 262, Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku Showdown, part 34. We start off with this pretty sick color page. Of Gojo or Okotsu and Sukuna, Okotsu and Gojo's body standing back to back with Sukuna. Looks pretty cute. And last we left off with Jujutsu Kaisen, it was revealed that Okotsu had taken over Gojo's body in a last-ditch effort to fucking finish off Sukuna once and for all. And the idea is that Okotsu will be using Gojo's techniques and his domain to finish this off. And yeah, it was a 2-page spread of their dueling domains, and we picked up where we left off. We see the condensed barrier that Gojo made before, and we get a 2-page spread of within that barrier, where we see an explanation that that explains the small barrier that Gojo deployed as a countermeasure can withstand the malevolent shrine for about 3 minutes. And to counteract that, Sukuna removed the 99 seconds from the time limit by shrinking the effective range of Malevolent Shrine until it surrounds the outer shell of Okotsu's domain. So, it's basically a 3-minute battle to the death until Sukuna can break through Infinite Void and put an end to this. So they just start boxing. Sukuna is able to penetrate Limitless. He socks Okotsu twice, and Okotsu's trying to figure out what that is. He's like, Limitless was penetrated. Was that domain amplification? He can use that while opening a domain? And Sukuna is thinking to himself, of course, it isn't possible for them to communicate what's happening inside the domain since their crows can't enter. And the chapter ends. It's a very short chapter. It's a 10-page chapter. The chapter ends with Rika crying over Okotsu's corpse and her saying Utah. Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 262?
Oh, it was really short. I heard that Juji is sick right now, so hope he gets better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not getting a new chapter this
as well.
week because this is probably an unfinished one.
Yeah. Yeah, I for sure. Only like 9 pages. Man, what to say? I thought it was cool how even though it's Gojo's body, it just has a different feel because it's a Kotu in his body. His like facial expressions are different. His whole swag is different, even though he's in Gojo's body. So it's, I'm looking forward to seeing more of that fight. Hope that fight doesn't end really quick or whatever. But yeah, so Sukuna is able to get through Limitless no problem with the with the domain amplification, and he could do it while his domain is active.
Well, we don't know
he
exactly. This is what
created a binding vow.
Yeah, this is Okotsu's guess is that he used domain amplification, but we don't know. We don't know exactly what's causing it.
But seeing this last picture with Yuta and Rika is really tough. Really, really tough. I hope this isn't the last we see of Rika. She better pop up and beat the shit out of Sukuna, yo. They just start wailing on him. Mm-hmm. He's just like, damn, I didn't know he was like that.
Yeah.
They need to go out swinging. That's what I need to see. They need to go out swinging. He needs to hit him up with one of them hollows. Maybe a hollow, maybe a different color. Maybe he could use like a hollow green.
Hollow orange.
You know what I'm saying? Orange, yeah. Or he could create a new hollow yellow and combine that with the red, with the old one, with the red. Make hollow orange. I want an orange now. Anyway, shit. That's all my thoughts. This is a really short chapter.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say. Because we were definitely cut off in the middle of a chapter almost. Yeah, I'm not even sure how to really interpret the Rika panel. Outside of, I think Rika needs to be fully manifested for this copy to exist. And I wouldn't be surprised if she also needs to be near Okotsu himself. And that's why she's not out there doing her thing. But, I feel bad for her, man, because she's feeling it. She really loved Okotsu, even in curse form. So this sadness is real. But yeah, I mean, hey, what can you say about a 9-page chapter? I'm glad Okotsu's not immediately
Looking at
dead
such a beast.
because some like faux spoiler pages I've seen has like everybody's talking about how, like Sukuna's won, he won it, and I'm like, just shut up. But it wasn't real,
Yeah.
so thank God.
It's dangerous out here.
Yeah, man, you got to be careful, man, because there's fake spoilers, there's real spoilers. The streets are hot constantly,
At least you
especially.
could rest for a week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could always get One Piece spoiled.
Oh.
So be careful out there, guys. It's real.
Is One Piece coming back?
Yeah,
this
I
week?
think One Piece comes back this week.
Is it taking a break again though?
Who's to say?
Wasn't Brian saying that like there was a series taking a few break? Oh, I think it was Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, it might be Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
said it
'cause,
had to do with him being sick.
One Piece comes out this week, so we're good on that. You know what didn't come out this month is World Trigger.
Oh yeah, I've been reading so much World Trigger. I didn't even think about the new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
pretty crazy.
yeah, I guess that's really all we had to say about Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot to go on. But are you ready to move on then, Josh?
Yeah.
All right, let's get going.
Tell that pussycat girl me know what.
Kagurabachi. And with that, I'm gonna pass this one over to Josh.
Kagurabachi. Chapter number 36. Geniuses. I didn't know that was the title of the chapter actually. Okay. Last week we got a very touching backstory about what hit Hikari? No. Hakuri? Hakuri. Yeah. With the young failed sorcerer Hakuri went through a few months ago with a female inmate, not inmate, a female captive that they were gonna use to sell off to somebody else. And they built a little bond by eating and talking together as he had to watch her, and eventually he decided to let her go and escape with her, and she decided to kill herself instead. And yeah, that was last chapter. Pretty emotional. We start this one with Chihiro, the main character of this series, and his teacher slash overseer slash homie, teleportation man. I don't remember his name. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't remember it
He's
either.
talking to yeah. He's talking to Hakuri about how sorcery works in general. He says, first you train to summon your spirit energy, and next you use that spirit energy to unleash sorcery. What's interesting is that just like with Jujutsu Kaisen and also with Nen abilities, the power you use for sorcery is innate. It dwells in the physical body of the individual. The kind of sorcery you can use is predetermined, right? So they show us a picture of one of the past sorcerers that used to explode in Daruma. So it varies. So he's talking about how, like, once you learn how to unleash it, your understanding will deepen over time. So he's like, look, in your lineage, you got 10-to-1 odds that your power will be the Iso. Because that's, I guess they like their bloodline, they Kekkei Genkai, right? For the Naruto fans. That's one of my favorite Japanese words, by the way.
Kekkei
It just
Genkai.
sounds so dope. Yeah. So he's just letting him know, like, look, once you're able to tap into that power, you can hold on to it, and you'll you'll get better with it. So we cut to Hakiri dying on the floor, his older brother beating him almost to death, and he's trying to summon his strength. He's like, focus inward, grasp my sorcery. And he starts summoning all of the tools that his big brother used to use to like torture him, quite literally. A pair of pliers, a jump rope. Yikes. Is that a shovel? Oh, a razor? A potato peeler. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Holy shit. So,
Man, that potato peeler is disrespectful.
yo, that's yeah. Anyway, um, and like the big brother starts noticing like all these items getting summoned. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Yo," so Hakuri is still laying on the ground thinking to himself, "I don't just have the ESO powers. There's another power within me," and he locates this small little island, it's just in the middle of nowhere that has all these like random items on it, a chair, uh, a stick, probably all items that his brother used to abuse him with. And he's like, I'm starting to understand. And then his big brother's like, oh, this can't be. So we cut to another flashback of when the big brother was talking with the father, the leader of the whole Sazanami clan that has access to that storage room ability. And he's explaining how, like, hey, listen to the older brother, the abusive one, that, hey, listen, you know, you're gonna be the next one to inherit this ability. You know, once I pass on this power to you, you're not gonna be able to use your offensive ESO abilities anymore. And you know, the the brother asks, oh well, not yet. I'm sorry. He's starting to explain how like sorcerers can only wield one type of like ability. You know, you can't have multiple unique like abilities except for like the original patriarch of the Sazanami clan, which was he had like the first patriarch. He was born with the ability to control like that storehouse that they use and also use Izo. So yeah, he was that nigga. No one else could, you know, do
No
shit
one else
like
could
that.
fuck with him. He was the man.
No, yeah, basically top dog. You know, he had two abilities. Bullshit. Um, and then the brother's like, yo, what about like Tenri, which is like one of the little brothers who's kind of like a prodigy. And he's like, listen, he's gonna make a great warrior, but you gonna be the patriarch, all right? Because listen, we need him to fight. You could chill and just hold on to that storage house. That makes a lot more sense to make this like why give the strongest person, you know, why make them lose their offensive ability? They're more useful as a soldier, general, I guess, in their little world of human trafficking and uh, high commodity item selling via auction. Anyways, so basically the big like ha- ha- Hakuri gets
Mhm.
back up and he has that like little mask on his eye. That the head of the Sazanami clan has right now. And the big brother looks at him. He's like, "Yo, like this can't be." So he uses Iso to push himself forward and grab up Hakuri, and he's like, how do you have this ability? There's no fucking way. Like, you ain't him. Like, you're trash.
You're not
Just
him.
go ham with his little bro. It's terrible. And basically Hakuri starts to think to himself about the captive girl that committed suicide that he spent some time with. He was like, you know, those words she said made him realize that with you was a balm to my tortured existence. Meaning like, you know, he really cared about her, and she, helped ease the pain of the shit he was going through,
Mhm.
And he's just thinking to himself, like, how even if it was all lies, if only he'd responded better, if only like he was able to show her that there was, more to life outside of just being a slave and being betrayed and all of that, maybe things would have been different. So he swallows up all that pain and resolves, and he puts together a ESO and sends a fucking shockwave through his brother's body. And yeah, pretty epic. So we cut to Chihiro, the main character, and remember he's got his electric sword, but it's kind of like dying. It's broken, pretty whack. And he's actually fighting against that prodigy brother that the big brother was talking about before. And he's the one that used that like sorcerer's stone from Harry Potter to make himself really strong.
Yeah, it's
Like
Henry.
Voldemort did. Yeah. I think so. It was something like that.
Yeah, his name is Tenry. Yeah.
His father gave it to him. Huh?
The kid's name is Tenry.
Henry? Yeah.
Tenry.
Yeah. Henry used. Okay. Yeah, he's fighting against Chihiro. Chihiro's like, yo, he's moving so fast. I can't parry him with this whack ass sword. So I gotta make this last strike like worth it. Like I gotta end it with this. So Tenry, what's his name again?
Yeah, Tenry.
Henry? Yeah.
Tenry.
Henry's like, bring it. he's like, bring it. And he starts fucking zooming around the room. And he tries to catch Chihiro, but he's too fucking smooth and fast, and uses his lightning to get around him and slices his arms in the process. And right as Chihiro's about to land the coolest fucking finishing blow ever. I mean, look at that panel, bro. Anyway, like right before his sword makes contact with his to cut his head off, he starts to implode from the inside. And he's like, "Father," and boom, like his face goes total recall, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he explodes. All the blood leaves his body. I think his eye flies out his head. Pretty gross.
Yeah,
And he's
not
like,
cool.
"Father," yeah, not at all. He's like, "Father, I'm sorry." And Chihiro's just looking at him like, "Oh my," he like with a lot of distress. And then he and then Hakuri comes out of nowhere. Chihiro's like, "Oh, Hakuri." He I guess he looks at his brother on the ground, Tenri. He's just like, "Let's get to that door. We'll end this together." And that's the end of the chapter. So wait, before you even say anything, Chris, do you see Chihiro's face in that last panel? He is so like stunned in disbelief.
Yeah.
Like twofold. From this nigga blowing up like that, and then like still as he's dying, like calling out to his father. So he's dealing with the dynamic that he just sacrificed himself willingly for his father, and how fucking disgusting this clan is. That's the expectation. And then he sees Hakuri, who fucking beat his older brother, this weakling. I don't know.
He's like, whoa, what a crazy day.
Huh? like he thought that was the craziest shit he was gonna see this week, and then he sees Hakuri come around that corner, and he's like,
Yeah, whoa,
no fucking way.
This day's full of surprises.
Yeah. This is the RGC.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. So.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
So yeah, I guess I'll give my thoughts first. First of all, the art in this chapter is great. I love just the wide angle kind of foreshortening he does. You know, where like something's very prominent up close in the panel and then it just like shortens, you know, perspective wise. He's so good at that.
Yeah.
That full page splash of Hakuri detonating his brother was pretty sick as well.
Yeah. Epic.
Yeah, so cool. And I think like that's such an interesting power to have access to the subspace storage from here on out, assuming they win here. I wonder how that's going to come in handy later. But so far, this was a really, really good chapter, and you know it's about time Kagurabachi won, because it deserves it. It's been a top tier series for a while now. Even seeing Chihiro run around using Mei and all that stuff, that was fucking cool. Unfortunately, Tenri had to explode. I don't know if I think he's dead. I guess you can assume. I don't know how you walk away from this, you know. So you know,
I mean, he was still talking as he went down.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, his eyeball
there's a
popped
chance.
out.
I thought he was gone. I thought when he blew up, that was it. But I guess he just expanded like Looney Tunes style.
I mean, his
And then
eyeball popped out.
Yeah, he probably just lost his eye. That's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Anime wise.
Yeah, it's not looking good, to be honest. This is a little crazy. Soya, I think the older brother seems to be conscious still. So there's that. But anyways,
so you remember their names.
Yeah, I don't know how I remember. So I guess like because I just heard you say it, when you were recapping. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. We're gonna get into the climax of the arc. But really, that's all I have to say. Joshua, what did you think?
Talk about panels, man. I mean, I don't know what's better, the shockwave, the him rising with the mask on page 8. That solo one.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty tough. Bro, Chihiro almost cut, like with he didn't need to cut his head off. We knew it was about to happen. You seen him with the sword, like you know what I'm saying, with the mace sword in his mouth, like ninja style, bro. That shit is fire. That's tough. I mean the small panel, the total recall panel. This one was what, Coco? She got food in her bowl. I don't know why she complaining. Sorry, guys. Cat's acting up. Yeah, man. I really like how Curry developed his power. Sure, it was the trope of, you know, all this potential that's untapped. You know, you're the like golden child that had this, you know, had what do you call it? The successor of this, you know,
Yeah, just a
chosen
child of
ability,
prophecy.
whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Almost our
That's what I'm
destiny,
basically
destined
trying to
one,
get across.
chosen one, whatever.
Yes, all of that, right? But it was the fact that it was suppressed because of his abuse and how he was treated and how he like projected that onto himself and his own like confidence. Because it was like there was a technical reason why he couldn't use his sorcery well, because he was maintaining that space the whole time without even really knowing it consciously. I think that's what they were trying to imply. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, because once he realized he had access to it, then he could use the ESO, I guess, more effectively. You control the flow of his power, I guess, a little bit better. But yeah, like there was reasons. It was reasons why it was suppressed. And had he been nourished more instead of been treated, you know, so poorly just because his skills didn't develop immediately, they would have No, they would have had this prodigy success on their hand, and they would have turned him into the greatest savage of all time. Chihiro wouldn't have stood a chance. He would have teleported him into that world, and it would have just been like a bunch of mouse traps or something. How the fuck you gonna deal with that?
Yeah.
Or worse, like lava. Possibilities are endless, but instead they want to be all tough and mad hard. Well, now they about to get their whole clan smoked. Like Maki
Destroyed.
pulling up. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They whole situation about to get flipped because they treated his own child fucked up.
Yeah, these villains never learn. They're always just like, let me treat this one kid like shit, and the others not so much so.
Let him become a grown up first. And then when he's like 20, I don't know, like 25, 26, be like, yo, bro.
Then
Listen.
you could be mean to him.
Yeah, like, bro, you can't be in no elite spot. You got no skills at all. Tried. Gave you time, and you gotta like do security or something. They shitted on him immediately because his other brother was a prodigy. Fucked up, bro. But yeah, I really liked the chapter.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, that's it for Kagurabachi for now. You ready to move on, Josh?
Yep.
Then let's go.
Bow, bow, bow.
Undead Unluck. And with that, I'm going to toss it over to Josh once again.
As my chapter is loading, my voice might be a little choppy. Undead Unluck, chapter 209. Don't see. Oh, shove it. LOL. Last week, Fuko started fading away and found out that she was in danger because there was a possibility her parents wouldn't go to the festival to get to this like music festival together to see like these idols. You know, Japanese culture or whatnot. So Fuko, being a boss, said, "Yo, we're gonna fully commit to making sure they go to this festival together." So yeah, we cut to this chapter. Fuko's explaining to Nico that hey, like we need all the union members to pull up that's on missions to come join this band. Nico's like, huh? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, listen, get done. And he's like, all right, I got it. So I guess the mom goes to audition for the show so that she can be in it because she wants Fuko's future, you know, her dad to, I guess, be there to watch her. Like, that's kind of like the goal. And when she starts to sing, she is horrible. Her voice is so disruptive that it's soothing. It's to the back of the elderly there.
One
don't
of
know
them
how
said
sound
that's hitting the
works.
old back.
Yeah.
Imagine giving someone a back massage with your voice. Your voice is so bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. So after her performance, she gets fired by the company. They're like, "We're sorry. Like, you're adorable, but you're offensively bad." And you know, Fugo's mom is very sad. She's walking the streets. They're like, "Shit, like, what are we gonna do to get her back on her spirits?" But they notice that as she's going down the street, she's like loved by a lot of people in the neighborhood. They all give her like free shit and compliments and all of that. You know, I guess she looks after them. They all look after her. Cool person. And Sean, the unsee negator, was saying like, wow, like that really is your mom, because like the same way she's adored by everybody around her and how she goes hard for them, seemingly, it's just like you. So that was adorable, and that gives Fuko the confidence to go up and talk to her mom and explain to her like what her plan is to help her out. So as soon as she gets to the door, to her mom's apartment, she opens it and she's like, "Oh my God, Mr. Ryder, I'm so sorry. I just can't go to the festival." And she's like, "Huh? Oh shit! Like, you're not Mr. Ryder. You're that random girl I seen earlier at the bar." So Fuko basically explains to her that, look, like, we found people like to throw like to fill in for the group that the festival could go on, because without having a band, the idols aren't going to be able to perform. I guess that's kind of like the gist of it. Fugo's like, look, and her mom's like, can't believe it. Like, wow, like, how did you find replacements so fast? Like, you must have amazing connections. And Fugo's like, look, they ain't gonna be perfect, but trust me, they going hard right now. Like, they're gonna be good enough. Right? Um, but her mom is like, yo, uh, for an idol who was invited to such a big festival to live in a place like this, and Fugo's like, nah, I wasn't thinking that. She's like, yo, I'm not worthy. The festival is an unbelievable gathering of today's top-rated idols, but she wasn't invited on her popularity because she sucks. She was invited because um, she was a friend of Karuru, which is the negator they're trying to recruit next, and it's like the subject of this next mission. But apparently they were friends back in the day. They used to be idols and perform together, but eventually they drifted away because she was way better than her. Karuru was way better than Fuko's mom. And but she still tries to keep in contact with her, and wants to invite her out to the show. But she says like how lucky she is to have like great people around her, especially like her friend Karuru, and then how she's just always lucky when it counts. But she starts crying, and so she can't keep up with the luck, with what luck affords her, which is ironic because her daughter's unluck. But I guess she feels like, as fortunate as she is, like she's such a fuck up that she should be doing so much better. So she feels guilty about that, which is pretty relatable. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way about certain expectations from others and expectations we put on ourselves. But uh anyway, Fugo's like, look, Miss Cade, I don't know how to say.
My guess
Katie.
is
Oh,
like
Miss Katie.
Kaede.
I think it's Katie. Caddy. Yeah, because they were saying Katykins, the little, I mean, the neighborhood people were like cutely saying that, like Katykins, whatever. Um, Hugo is like, look, no matter the era, when it comes to seal the deal, people like you always deliver. She's like, I lifted that line from my partner, but the point stands. And her mom's like, partner? Yeah, yeah, shorty. Your daughter's with a 8 million, 8 billion trillion year old man. Times a million. 'Cause he's been through a lot of loops. Crazy shit. Um, cool story. We'll tell you later. But Fugo's like, nah, like, yo, we're gonna do some training to build your confidence and skills right now. So holes appear underneath Fuko and her mom. They get transported to this random fucking space. I don't know if it's under their apartment or if there's some type of ability they just used
I think it's the
to
move
create
ability.
this space. It's got to be an ability, yeah.
I think it's move, like the artifact.
Of what?
Move.
Who has
Because I
move?
remember this is how they move. This is how they like port to place before.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did use this before. Well, as dubious as it may be, they're in there now. and we pull up Nico along with dude with the two Andy, not Andy, damn it, what's the dude with the two revolvers? I haven't seen
Billy.
these dudes in a minute, man.
Billy.
Billy, yeah, your boy Billy is there. um Unmove is there, and also I think Teller, un un
Until.
untalk until no, because he's saying help. So that's not until, but one of the other union members, and it seems like they're being tortured right now. Wow, there's a lot of torture this week, huh? Um, but what's actually happening is that Nico's trying to use his um unforgettable ability to teach like do these like little robots that are attached to, like the back, like kind of like the spines of like each of these union members, and it's like controlling their limbs and their body to make them like form with instruments. It's pretty fucking crazy. Billy is going through it the worst. He's on the floor in agony, screaming. They're all screaming for help, but he's screaming the loudest. And they got Billy playing the drums. Unmove is playing the piano, and the other one is playing the guitar. It's tough. And Fugo's like, look, if you really want to be about that life, you'll get tortured too, but it'll make you better. She's like, you might die though. So you up for it? And she's like, I might die. And in the next panel, we cut to her busting a move with the heart symbol with her hands, like idols do, and with the little gadget on her. And she's training furiously. And Fuko was like, yes, that's what I'm fucking talking about, Mom.
Yes.
She likes it. She loves when she sees people working super duper hard in a way that even hurts
Achieving her
themselves.
fucking goals.
Yeah, she's intense. Like, I don't think she's like a bitch about it, but she loves to see it when you want to do it on your own accord. She's like Voyeur. Voyeur. Masochist. Yeah, Voyeur. Yeah. Is that, yeah?
Yeah.
That track?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Fugo's like, we got to make the most out of this. Nah, but she's talking to Nico, and he's like, yo, are you sure about this? What about the paradox? And she's like, and Fugo's like, look, I took that into consideration, but I don't think we got to do things exactly the same, because in this loop, she ended up meeting Karuru, and that didn't happen before. So I shouldn't, be passive. That's when she's like, we should make the most out of this. We're going to make her performance even more of a banger than before. And he goes like, well, that approach suits you more anyway. And then Sean is like, yo, your father's at the front door. You don't need to see him? And they're like, okay, move. So he's like knocking, like her father's like knocking on the door. He's like, hello, sorry I couldn't make that show earlier today. He's like, are you okay? He's like banging on the door because he can see the light is on, but she's not answering. He's like, Miss K, what's going on? And then he notices that the door's unlocked, so he comes in, like he's about to like open the door and come in, but Fuko's mom pulls up, and she looks like a fucking corpse. She looks like the zombie bride, corpse bride, that Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
She looks just like that, with the idol outfit on. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Raita, I'm sorry, I was just practicing." He's like, "Damn, like what the fuck happened to you?" She's like, don't worry. They said like my eyes won't be fucked up by the time of the big show. And Fugo's like, oh, paradoxes can shove it. Let's make the best. Let's make this the best, sickest festival any loop has ever seen. Good vibes. That's the end of the chapter. Thoughts. Hold on. Let me try to communicate with Brian in the other dimension.
Brian's not with us today. I'll just do mine.
I'm not getting a signal.
Sorry, bro. I thought this was a very nice chapter. I am enjoying seeing Fuko be kind of a blessing to her mom in a sense. It's kind of adorable, this whole arc. In some weird Back to the Future type way, where you got to make sure you're born. Everything you're doing is making sure you don't fade out of existence. But yeah, I thought this was cute.
What Back to the Future was about?
Huh?
Is that what Back to the Future was about?
Yeah, I mean, he gets sent back to a time where his parents were teenagers, and you know, he almost like causes his mom not to link up with his dad. So like the movie is about him trying to make his dad cool.
Almost becoming your own grandfather.
Yeah. Yeah, because the mom becomes attracted to him in the movie. And he's like, uh-oh. So he tries to set her up with his dad. And, you know, that's the whole.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
I've never seen Back to the Future, actually.
I only saw it like a couple years ago for the first time. There's good movies, honestly. All three of them are pretty solid. Yeah. Yeah, I think they hold up.
Does it get the official Chris mark? Thumbs up?
Yeah, sure.
You know, a Chris Espinal thumbs up holds weight. You have a degree.
I mean,
In-
what? I do, but it's whatever. It doesn't mean anything. But that being said, yeah, I am enjoying this.
Academic authority.
I think it's a cute little chapter. I'm excited to see how it continues onward. It's very wholesome, very sweet. But those are all my thoughts. Josh, what did you think?
It was cool. I mean, it's heartwarming, I guess. Like, I'm really interested in that dynamic of seeing your parents and trying to help them out. Like you said, it is like exactly like that movie, as you said, as you claimed. I know there's going to be a lesson learned in this. It could be a situation where, like, because she's interfering at all is the reason she's fading. Like, I don't know. There's got to be some type of negator ability that's going to fix this. It's not going to be through her methods. They're going to fuck up, bro. That's what I think. No matter what they do, she's going to still fade, and someone's going to have to bring her back.
Yeah, I'm wondering if like the Unchaste is going to have anything to do with it. Oh, I think like what's going to happen is that Unchaste is probably going to make Fuko's dad be very attracted to the other idol that they're trying to get. I feel like that's what Unchaste is. So, you know, that's the risk.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get attracted to Fuko. That would be weird.
That would be rough. Back to the Future, you know? But just gender reversed. Were those all your thoughts, though?
Yeah, I could dig it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are my thoughts.
Hell yeah. Well, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Oh my goodness, thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at jdcole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, your thoughts on the chapters, all of that stuff. And we'll try to get into it on a pre-show chat show that we do. I hope you guys are enjoying that. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're likely on there. And thank you for listening up to this point. So, you know, that's it. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, y'all.